Here was what we would offer to you as takeaways. We think that an optional testing mechanism can be a device by which students with disabilities can be seen in multiple and alternative lights. We say to students, everybody applying to Bates, get the lights on, folks, we're paying attention. We send over to the music department about 500 to 800 musical tapes and discs a year. I don't listen to those tapes. I'm not competent to do so. There are hundreds that go to theater. There are hundreds that go, the debate coach, of course he's paying attention to this stuff. And we have the same rating system for the 5 rated activities, dance, debate, theater, art, music, as we have for the athletic department, and they count the same in the process. And sometimes the music chair puts the football coach to shame for sheer naked aggression and leaning on the dean of admissions. You know? She will come in and say, turn off the oboes and the flutes. It's tenors I need and strings, as though I have any way of turning off flutes and oboes. There's and I find this very encouraging. It's very little evidence that even after 25 years, an optional testing policy will create some tidal wave of applicants with disabilities that just swamp the college's ability to handle them. Can we handle 10% of our class with diagnosed accommodations? The answer is yes, we can, and we're doing it. And we do it back and forth between the faculty and the dean's staff and the medical staff. One of my students a couple of years ago was serious OCD, serious. And I loved her, and she's doing fine. She's got about a 3.7. She took a junior semester abroad in Spain last year. But at one point, I advise, 4 courses is the normal load at Bates, and I tell all my students, take 5, because, I want you to have a fallback position in case one of these courses isn't the right one. You can quickly just drop one, and you've started with, with the right number of courses. She came to see me at the end of the first week in classes and said, oh, Dean Hiss, I'm so exhausted, I'm wiped out, I've got all this homework, I can't keep up. And I said, what do you mean you wiped out? It's only the first week of classes. How many classes are you going to? She said, oh, 10. I said, 10? I told you to go to 5. OCD, OCD. And so, what does it take? It takes a whole bunch of you yesterday talked about, simultaneous arm around the shoulder, occasional shoe in the backside. That's what good advising is with K to 12 and with college kids. And I would say the outcome here is it's working. It takes a lot of intervention, and colleges have to be prepared for that, but it's working. And the payoffs, the model last night that Sally gave us was think not of the problems, but as the gifts and the payoffs. The young man on the film who spoke of saying, I'm not sure I want to give up my dyslexia because it allows me to see things in a different way. That was repeated by Charles Schwab and several others. I have a friend who's a gifted poet, and she has a disability, and she has said, I could solve my disability with, pharmacies. I take some pills, and my disability would be gone, but I would lose the high end of my skills as a poet, and there may be something to that. And I don't want to tell you that I have stuff I don't have. In the nature of research, we don't have a long enough timeline to look at alumni outcomes of learning disabled students yet, but I will guarantee you that we will do this going forward. I think one of the things I learned from this is that while I have 25 years of data, the really good data on kids with disabilities at Bates is about 8 to 10 years. And it's just that the diagnosis and the support and everything has mostly come up in the last 10 years. And I may find there's more data going back beyond 10 years, but it's in paper files. Now, that's enough. Questions, things I can help with.